Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Curb Appeal, the series on my channel where I attempt to recreate photographs in The Sims 4 to the best of my abilities. So today's episode is a very special one because the photo I am using for reference is a photo that was submitted by one of you guys. So thank you so much to HP4 in the Discord server for submitting this cute little cottage for me to recreate. So as per usual, I will be popping the photo of what we're trying to recreate up in the top left-hand corner here so you can follow along and see how I'm doing. But if you guys want to submit a photo for me to recreate, feel free to join the Discord server. It's linked down below. And then we have a channel called Curb Appeal Inspo where you guys can drop your photos and I can take a look at them and possibly recreate them for a future episode. So today's photo or today's home is this cute tiny little cottage. So as you can see, there are pumpkins coming out of this cottage, so I did intend for this video to go up probably before Halloween. It's now November, and first of all, can I just say, how is it November? Like how? 2020 didn't happen. It just didn't, because I swear it was just February or March when we were talking about lockdown and we're like, yeah, it's gonna be, a couple weeks of working from home, maybe a couple of months. Oh, June is when we're gonna go back to work, blah, blah, blah. Now it's November, almost Christmas, almost the new year, and I just can't believe it. I can't believe we're still at home, still locked inside, still living life, I guess. This is the new norm. It's crazy. Craziness. And yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. I'm still doing well. Things are hard, but we're surviving. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I tried to get this video up before October because of Halloween, but I didn't. So it's now November 2nd, which is totally fine because I feel like a lot of people don't take the pumpkins away from their porch the first day after Halloween. Sometimes they linger for a little bit. So I feel like this cottage and this home is still relevant. The decor is still relevant. It's realistic. How long do you guys keep your pumpkin outside on the porch after Halloween is over? Please let me know. Please, reassure me that this is normal. But I'm pretty sure I used to keep my pumpkin out for a long time. Kind of like the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree stays up until like January, let's be honest. But anyways, I'm really excited to be doing a very, very tiny home build today. I've been into kind of tinier homes lately just because they're a little bit easier, a little bit cuter, and it gives you the ability to clutter them up a little bit more, like I said in a previous video. So today's cottage is also very nice because it's green. It's actually green. It's not a white home. It's not a neutral colored home. It's green. And I don't think I've ever built a green home ever on my channel. Please let me know if I've ever done a green home before because I promise you I have not. So that's very, very new for me and very exciting. I did make some small changes. As you can see in the photograph, we have like horizontal green boards, but then in the actual build that I do, I use vertical ones, and then I do some different contrast colors on the roof pieces, so it's not full green. I just wanted to add a little bit more dimension and kind of add my personal spin on things as usual, but I did kind of capture the essence of the home by sticking to the green theme. And I actually was looking at the photo for a long time because in some angles it kind of looks like the home is gray. But then I built this on Twitch and the chat told me that it was green. It was in fact green. It's not gray. And I was not allowed to use a neutral color. I had to use green. So I did copy the photo and use green. So I'm very proud of myself. I've taken so many big steps. First, a colorful interior. Now a colorful exterior. Who am I? Who is she? I'm the colorful queen. Just kidding. Don't count on that. But you can see I'm just putting like some pumpkins around, and I never get to use that pumpkin object, so I'm glad that I got to finally use it. And now I'm never going to use the pumpkin for like at least another year, so we got to let me have this one just this once, because if I don't use the pumpkins now, I'm never going to use them. So I wanted to clutter the porch with pumpkins. These are all from Seasons. Oh, and also, how could I forget, this is a limited pack build. Much like the one I did last week, and I'm trying to get back into limited pack builds again just because that's kind of what like my thing was when I started my channel. I've always been into limited pack builds just to make sure that they're more accessible to as many of you as possible, because I know that a lot of people in the community, especially a lot of like EA game changers and stuff like that, they have every single pack and they often build with every single pack, but I know that the majority of players probably don't have every single pack because that's just not realistic and not affordable, to be honest. So I'm trying to limit the amount of packs that I use. So this one only uses 3 packs. I'm using Seasons, the expansion pack, the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, and the Parenthood game pack. So only 2 expansion packs and 1 game pack. That's all I use to build this home. And I do think that it turned out super cute, and you don't really need a lot of packs to make a beautiful home. And that's always what I've been saying on my channel since its inception, is you don't need all the packs to make a good home. You just need a big brain and a lot of creativity. I'm just joking. You just need a good reference photo, honestly, and you just copy it, and then that's all you do. So here you can see I'm doing the backyard and I'm doing the landscaping. So the landscaping is just a lot of base game landscaping, honestly. I really like to use those kind of like pink and light pink cluster of flowers. I think those are very pretty, and they definitely make the flower arrangements look a lot more full. And yeah, they're good for layering too. When I do my landscaping, I like to have like a couple of like bigger, bushier anchor plants that are a little bit more like structured and take up a lot of space. And then once I kind of anchor my section of flowers and plants, I'll put those kind of clusters of pink flowers in between and kind of stamp them around to fill in the spaces, because those ones are a little bit more scattered and look a little bit more natural. And then at the end, I always frame it all with some rocks just to frame it and make it look a little bit more put together and a little bit more purposeful. So that's kind of how I do my landscaping, and it's really nothing special, but I do like making it look very like cluttered and full and like luscious, and I think that's what makes it look good. Honestly, when I first started landscaping, and you can go check back in my old videos, I honestly just put like flowers in a line, like perfectly lined up, like row to row, and then that's how I did my landscaping. And I always wondered why it didn't look very good, and it's because you need to make it look kind of like random but also put together at the same time. So I don't know, it comes with practice, and you kind of have to find like your style and what you think looks good for you. So I'm done the exterior now. It was a really, really tiny build, and this build actually ended up being like 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and honestly, it's not even a full bedroom. It's like a studio almost. There's no door. I just use like a wall divider, so you'll see me do that later. So it is truly, truly a tiny home. I'm sure if you use the tiny home lot trait on this, if you want to install tiny living, you will see that it probably qualifies as a tiny home. So very small and very challenging to floor plan and furnish. This one I had a lot of trouble doing just because I'm not used to doing tiny homes, but I feel like we got creative with it, and I think that we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, and it's a very usable space even though it's very tiny. Although it actually isn't a very cheap home because of how much landscaping I did, it ended up being quite expensive because all of those flowers and rocks are quite expensive. But here you can see I pretty much have laid out what I'm planning on doing. So I have the kitchen kind of right when you first walk in. I thought that was the most natural place to put it. And then I have the bathroom over to the left, as you can see there. And then I have the bedroom. It's very tiny. And the suggestion actually came from somebody in my chat on Twitch to use the bookshelves as a room divider. So instead of putting like a half wall or a full wall, which is what I would usually do, I decided to use this Seasons bookshelf and kind of size it down by 1 and line them up to make it look like a room divider. So they're a little bit more airy and you can see through them. So it isn't like a lot of privacy, although it's only a 1 bedroom. So it's more like a studio apartment or a studio home, I guess. So it's a little bit more open. You can still see through the bookshelves and it doesn't feel as closed off and as claustrophobic. So I think it's actually a pretty nice idea. And then in terms of the like flooring and the wallpaper, I use the Parenthood walls. and I think it's a cats and dogs floorboard. So as you can see, I actually changed the backsplash of the kitchen to this base game brick. I just felt it like was a little bit cuter. It felt a little bit more like homey and cottagey instead of having like just plain white walls. So I actually really love that base game brick. I use it in so many of my builds. It's just so versatile and just fits with a lot of like cottagey or even modern farmhouse or even like an industrial apartment. The vibe is, it always passes the vibe check, you guys. So I like to use it in white all the time. And in this instance, I like to use it in the green. But here you can see I'm trying to figure out where I can fit like a couch and kind of like a living room and a dining room. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to fit both of those elements or if I had to do like kind of bar seating. So I do end up actually putting a full dining table just for 2 people, and I put it up against the window there. So you'll see me do that in a second. But I really love the Parenthood countertops. I'm really happy actually that the game pack Parenthood came with kitchen countertops, because I feel like we lack a lot of kitchen countertops in the game, although we are getting some new ones with the Snowy Escape expansion pack. But a lot of the times we as simmers long for more kitchen countertops, and Parenthood actually comes with like a full kitchen set with the stove and the fridge and the countertops and the cabinet. So it actually comes with a lot of great furnishing items, and those countertops are super nice. You can make them look super homey, or you can also make them look kind of modern if you use one of the darker colors and the more neutral colors. You can also make it look kind of more modern or industrial, but otherwise it does look super homey and super cottagey. So yeah, I do really love the Parenthood like kitchen stuff. But here you can see that I ended up actually putting a pet bed. Since this was a build that used cats and dogs, I did want to actually like use cats and dogs, and I could only fit a single bed. So I figured that it's a single sim that lives here and they have a pet, so they're not like as lonely. They have like a companion living here. Since I couldn't fit like a double bed, I felt that they needed like a cat or a dog or something to live here. So I put a pet bed in the corner, and then I also put like the little pet food feeder thing in the kitchen as well. So this house is all set up for the owner to have a dog or a cat or something like that. And then I realized at the end that I needed a bathtub to wash the dog. So I ended up putting an outdoor bathtub. So you'll see that at the end, because you need somewhere to wash your dog if you want to have a dog. And I didn't really know that. So I just add an outdoor bathtub at the back. So hopefully that's okay. But here you can see the interior is coming together quite nicely. It's very squishy, but also like it feels homey, it feels furnished, it feels lived in. I don't know, like I just like it. And I feel like I did a good balance of neutrals with kind of like neutral wall colors and like neutral, like the bookshelf is white, but I added a lot of color here and there to make it feel a little bit happier and a little bit brighter. In the kitchen, I used those yellow curtains, which are very nice. I've never used them before. And then I also added like a splash of like light blue with the couch and stuff like that. So I'm liking this little balance of color that I'm doing, especially since the exterior of the cottage is so colorful with the landscaping, and I used like a green swatch on the outside. I wanted the inside to kind of reflect that and not be super neutral and modern, which is what I usually do. I feel like a tiny little cottage like this would have some color, and it would be, a little fun here and there. So here you can see I'm working on the kind of like bed, not the bedroom, but like the bed section. I opted to use the Seasons bed with like the beautiful like frame around it. And then I use a cats and dogs little rug where the like colors in the rug kind of match the bed a little bit. And then here you can see I'm doing like the little vanity section. So this is a fully functioning bedroom, even though it's so small. So I did want this person to have a little dresser here over top, putting a little mirror there so they can like get ready and do their hair and makeup or whatever, and check themselves out, whatever. And I also ended up putting the pet bed there next to it so they could like sleep next to their owner and stuff like that. But here you can see I'm putting those curtains back over. I didn't realize that those Parenthood little short curtains were so nice. it's again one of those things where sometimes you don't appreciate the items until you really narrow down your packs and see what the pack has to offer. So I'm definitely going to be doing like a ton more limited pack builds from here on out. Like at least every other video I want to have a limited pack build, just because I'm really learning a lot about all the different items now that I'm actually limiting myself, because I got all of the packs all at once back in February, and I was really overwhelmed because all of a sudden I went from having like 7 packs to like all of them at once, and I really didn't get to see all of the items in detail because I wasn't like, you know, focusing on them. So I'm gonna make an effort to do limited pack builds. So again, please let me know down below what packs you want me to use next. I'm gonna try and do like 3 packs per build. I feel like 3 is a good number to limit myself to. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions at all of what you want me to build next. But here you can see we are done with the bathroom. We're kind of doing finishing touches on the living room. I just want to add a little bit of clutter onto the coffee table just to make it feel a little bit more lived in. But I really like how these Seasons bookshelves already come like pre-cluttered in a way. Like they have some books and some picture frames on it already. So it already looks very homey and very lived in. And I feel like this is the type of cottage that would be, you know, very homey and very lived in because it's so small. You know, one sim lives here, they take good care of it, and they have a lot of stuff, and it's just really nice. But here I'm just doing the backyard. I wanted to put some kind of pet toys, I guess, so they can run around back here. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I just wanted to fill it up back here, and then I do end up putting a little barbecue and a little seating area and a little bench. So, you know, just all the little necessities that you would need in a backyard. But besides that, the build is pretty much over almost. I really do love how it turned out. I think that, again, since it was so small, I was able to put a lot of detail onto it without the video being too long, and it's not too minimalistic. It does feel quite cozy and quite lived in. And I also do think that we got it relatively close to the photo. The photo was quite simple, so it really just acted like as a piece of inspiration for like the shell, really, and I added my own personal touches on it and added more plants and stuff like that, obviously. And I did also put all of the nice orange autumn looking trees in the back of the build too, to kind of frame it and make it look more like the photo. So I think in that regard it does look pretty similar, but do please let me know what you guys think of it. The video should be done by now, so the screenshots should be rolling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it. Rate my recreation skills out of 10, and if this was your first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody.